All right, guys, this video series is all about where can you train for obstacle course races, because obviously there's events everywhere, but where do you get ready for those things? Sure, you can run in trails everywhere, but where do you practice obstacles to be ready on course? And today, for this pilot test video of this series, I'm in a place called Obstacle Wonderland. What a best place to start this video series.
Yeah.
And with me, I got the owner of this place, which is Gabe. Thank you for joining me today.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you and thanks for inviting me. Thanks for having me on this.
Sure. Like I said, we want this video series is all about, where do we can get ready for obstacle course races. I mean, you see the background behind us, there's a bunch of them today because today is an actual race because you hold an event for spring, the Spicy. This is the event that we're in today. But you also on this course that we can train on. So first question I got for you, how did this thing even start?
So let's see. So let's go back several years. Let's see. So we'll go back to when COVID started, right? So just at that time, prior to that, I had done my first obstacle course race, and it was local. And I'm going to tell you a quick story about that. So I had joined a gym because at the time I was kind of heavy and I lost weight, that whole thing. And so a friend of mine at a gym said, you should try a Spartan race. And I said, I have no idea. Like concept was completely, right? I had no idea. So I showed up to my first Spartan race in long sleeve shirts, long sleeve pants, kind of like this, and just anything, because I had no idea what to expect. When I tell you honestly that no clue. But when I showed up there, as you can imagine, when you see, right, you got everybody short, right? I was the odd person there.
Dressed properly for a race.
Yeah, and I'm just like, okay, well, I know, that's part step. But I have this really great story about that first time. So I did the whole course, and it was pretty tough for me. But at the end, I was kind of one of the last ones. And I heard the music and I smelt the fire. But I didn't know that it was a fire jump. So when I got there, I thought the obstacle was to take the wood and put it on the fire. So I walked over to the wood and I put it on the fire. Yeah, but then I didn't realize that until some people were I thought the guy, he was a volunteer feeding the fire, and I'm like, I thought that was the obstacle.
Yeah.
So the funny part is I own an obstacle course, right? And I tell, and that kind of helps people, because a lot of people are intimidated, and I tell them that little story and say, hey, listen, I still don't know how to climb a rope. I still, it's okay. This is how you start. So after that, I got hooked just like everybody else. And then what precedes this is, so where do you go? How do I learn how to climb a rope?
Yeah, exactly.
And so I would travel down to, an hour away to an indoor gym to a gentleman named Clay Speakman, who was holding like an obstacle course kind of thing where you learn how to do some of the obstacles. So that's kind of how it all started. And then from there, COVID happened right after that. And then this whole field was
empty.
It was woods.
Oh, really?
It was woods, yeah. No, it was woods.
Oh.
There's nothing. Actually, I've lived here for 15 years. Only until 5 years ago did I actually come back here. And it was because everything closed. And if you see that, there's a wall right there behind there. And that was the first wall I built because somebody fixed my deck and I had leftover wood. Everything was closed.
Let's build a wall.
I had a wall. And then a wall turned into a friend, those Atlas stones. He made me those cement balls. And it just slowly progressed. And then people started saying, hey, what are you doing over there? What are you doing over there? Because, everything was closed.
Yeah.
So that's how it progressed. The next thing you know, I had a guy coming in, that tree, that big oak tree right there. That was our first
rope
climb. And then I had a tree guy come and hang a thing for a herc hoist.
Okay.
So that's all. There's remnants of the beginning, like BC around here.
Wow.
But it was really, and then I had a guy come in and dig holes for our telephone poles. Which is by, yeah.
Oh yeah.
That big, right?
Yeah.
I had a telephone guy come in and dig holes for that, and I planted that, and then it just evolved.
Wow. So one obstacle at a time, it became like,
Yeah.
how many obstacle that you have on course?
Right now it's almost 40.
That's pretty good.
But I will tell you this, the person who started, I always give him credit. There's a man named Clay Speakman, and I will forever give him credit because he's the guy who really, he was the person that I went to down at the OCR, but he's the one who said, hey Gabe, why don't we put something together? And he's the one who came up with Obstacle Wonderland, the name. He's really the guy. I just happen to facilitate everything.
Okay.
But he's really the mastermind behind all this.
So you've been running this for what? Since COVID?
Yeah,
basically?
2020, what is it, 2020? The fall of 2020.
Okay.
Mhm.
And was it just like a training facility first, or
No.
you always ran events?
That it was mostly events
Mostly
first.
events first?
Yeah. Yep. It was.
But now you're not only doing events, you're doing training session on it.
So yes, it's kind of evolved into that. So there's a young lady named Brittany. She offered to do like Wednesday night training. So I offered that to her, and she, there's a group of people that come, so we offer that. But probably the biggest thing that we do now is the kids.
Okay.
There's such a demand. There's this area right here is a very, very densely populated area for homeschoolers. And the need for outside activity is huge. And so I'll tell you this, like, it could be a full-time job for somebody because there's such a demand. Right now, I do 3 of them.
Okay.
And I have a full-time job, and there's still a demand because you don't find something like this everywhere.
Yeah, no, yeah.
You just don't. And, just the fact that kids can come here and kind of learn that stuff is great. But then you got guys like you, like seasoned guys. You look at some of these obstacles, they're Spartan quality, so to speak. You've ran on them, right? So it's not like a bunch, so you can come here and really train for this is Maria right here. She's a elite racer too. She can come here and train.
Yeah, absolutely.
To get better at everything.
Yeah.
And you can also have the amateur who's just starting learn and not feel so intimidated when they get to the Spartan.
Yeah.
Because, that's all the pomp and circumstance. And
you got a little bit of everything, like easier level obstacles up to things that are a little bit more intimidating, like you said, like the rope climb is pretty well. It was close today due to weather condition, but it's a pretty high road. We don't see it on camera here, but I'll show it later. There's like that big ninja ramp.
Yeah.
So
and
stuff.
And do you know that was taller? I actually cut it down.
Oh, really? That's pretty tall already.
It was it's 14 feet at one time, and I had to cut the top off because there's only one person, Jared Newby from Noob Sanity. He did
Jared.
He's the only one like that, and he's the only one who got it in one shot. But like my number one thing here is safety. So it was a great thought, but we cut it down so it was more attainable, usable.
So it's what, 12 now?
It's probably maybe a little bit shorter than that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But also going back to the rope, yeah, there is a rope. There's a rope well enough for you as a seasoned person to train on, but there's the other rope for people who are just starting. It's got knots in it, so I have, like you said, I got
different versions of an easier version of an obstacle, so that people that are not used to it, you can learn on it. That's the actual goal of this place.
And that's the key is there's got to be a way people can learn from. Yeah. Because before I started doing this, when's the last time I climbed the rope? It was elementary school, right? And you had a mat this thick, to land on. Yeah. Is craziness. So, we're all older and we'd love to do it, but you got to learn how to do it.
Yeah, exactly.
And if you get on a regular rope, it takes time.
If you don't know the technique, it can be really hard.
Yeah. But the good thing is I got people like Maria and Jeff and folks like that who are really seasoned that can come and help people and even
give
David,
out tips and everything.
Even David Kessel, even races like this, we have like guys like David or Jeff. They run, but they want to help people too. So they help them on the obstacles. So there's even like a training thing amongst the races because it's a very low key atmosphere. And and you can get that same training also.
And that's pretty cool. So normally, when do those training classes are happening? On Wednesday, I think?
Wednesday nights, yeah.
You got the board there.
Wednesday nights, and we do kids like usually Tuesday night, Wednesday night, and then there's another one Friday during the day.
And do people have to register in order to get there, or?
The kids get sold out as soon as they open.
Okay.
But the Wednesday nights, I'm hoping Maria does some.
Literally, I was just waiting to ask. Still need me Tuesday? Is that possible? Awesome. Okay.
Yeah.
No worries.
Yeah.
And then I might be able to do Wednesday as well, but I'll let you know.
Great. I'll see you then.
And I did the whole back section on tape, and I passed the bag off to Linda.
Okay.
You said hold off for the rest of it, but
cool.
So that whole section should be.
Thank you so much. Okay.
So there's one of the trainers here.
Yeah. Yeah. Go. Yep.
All right. So multiple days, and you basically got to register online on your website.
For the Wednesday classes, for the Wednesdays, yes. There's a thing right there. You can register. You can talk to Brittany personally through email. But I'm like I said, I'm hoping to get more trainers to come here because, to kind of help with some of that stuff too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
But the real focus right now, not focus. Oh, but I'll also tell you this: I have open field.
Okay.
Right. So you don't even I kind of leave it to people that have some understanding of the sport. An open field is basically the field is open 24/7. So I have rules. You have to let me know ahead of time. Everything's done online. You check in. There's a waiver. It costs $20. You can stay here all day if you want.
Okay.
And you come and you do the obstacles. I tell people not in the trails, stay on the field. Safety purposes.
Safety, yeah.
So basically, you just text me when you get here, and then you text me when you leave, and I have a little bit of a log. This way, I know when you come.
Who was here, right?
And if I don't hear from somebody, because I work during the day.
Yeah.
So if I don't hear from somebody, I have a way to get in touch with them and say everything okay. But usually, there's no problem. So that's run seamlessly, and so basically, from when I open, which is right about now. I close everything for the winter because it's
safety issue again.
Safety, and honestly, I'm not a winter guy.
Yeah.
And,
you don't want to come out here and create a
it's but there's some people that say, no, we'll do it. It's like, yeah, no, it's all right. We'll just, because I put stuff away. Like I put the weights away because I try to just keep everything preserved. So, but I do have this thing called open field, and it's basically 24/7.
That's pretty cool.
Right? So all you have to do is
sign up,
$20, and you could bring your team with you. A lot of people bring like their gym group. They'll come, and especially when there's a local event, like when you get Vernon or Bethel, you get a lot of people because it's going to be their first time. So it's like the best thing you could do is come here and kick the tires on that rope, kick the tires on the Olympus, even though it's not exactly the same.
Yeah.
If you kick the tires on some of these obstacles before you go out there.
You already know how the obstacles is working now to be crossed, yeah.
Because, right, the intimidation, like you're probably so far away from your first or second one that, right?
Yeah, but I remember.
Right, and a lot of it's just intimidation.
Yeah.
And so, because you get a lot of people like me that are just weekend warriors and they just kind of just lost some weight and they're just trying to, right? But Spartan and Savage and all those, they just bring this huge pomp and circumstance to it. And so this is like the minor leagues.
Yeah.
This is what gets you ready for that.
For the big leagues, yeah.
Right, because it's like it takes all the stress away. It takes all the and the pressure away. Because
but when you know a little bit of what you're doing, obviously you're going to have a better time, right?
Especially like the spear throw, which is the most failed obstacle, right? You know that. So the spear throw, how many times, when I did my first Spartan, I'm like, a spear throw, like, what is this? I have no idea, right? And then you throw it, you only get one chance or two.
Yeah.
And it's just like,
and then you do freaking burpees,
right.
Whatever.
But then it's like, oh man, I wish I could do that again. So how many people go home and they get a spear and they practice, right?
So many.
And what I'm going to tell you too is I've made spearheads that I offer to people, and you can attach it to any broom handle, and it's a real spearhead. It's super. I make it right 3D printed.
Yeah.
It's super strong. I give it to the kid. Actually, our spear throw for the kids had that, just to give the kids a sense of this. So, and that's, I give them out. It's just like, you could take it home and, you know, buy a bale of hay and you get to
Shoot it
do
at it.
that. So it's just that motion that kind of gets that whole jitter thing out.
Yeah.
So, but here you can practice on other ones and, you know, and then you can go down the slide in the zip line, you know?
Yeah, that was a lot of fun today.
Right? And how many people never shot a paintball gun before? Right?
Yeah.
Or and now they get their first experience. That's no joke, that slide.
It drops. Like it doesn't look like much when you look at it, but when we got up, it's like, okay, that's pretty steep. And when you look, that goes down pretty fast.
But you know, the fear that gets taken out of people from, because they're here in a relaxed atmosphere and they're like, then they come down that zip line. Let me tell you, son, that zip line has been the best thing because there's so many people that are afraid of it, but I've made it to the point where it's fun, but it's safe.
Yeah.
Right. And you see me, I carry people down there
exactly.
and they're just like, this is great. So you instantly, like, this place, if I could say anything, it just takes any of the fear out in a very safe
environment.
Like it's just like totally just like, okay, I'm good. You know, I'm not afraid of. So now wherever they go, they're just like, okay, well, I've done this. And it's not so scary to them anymore. And that's from this big to me big or older, you know, just takes all that stuff out. And I could see, and you experienced it here. It's a very,
there's a little bit of everything basically.
And it's a very non-threatening, very like low key, right? It's a very, you know, nobody's looking at you, nobody's judging you, and there is over 100 people here running through at one time. So that's the key of the whole thing.
Well, I guess that gives us a good view. I'm going to show you some of the obstacles around, but there's, like I said, a little bit of everything. You got some Spartan type kind of obstacles, some more regular monkey bar, whatever. There's, like I said, walls, whatever you carries. There's
and we don't even, and I rotate stuff in and out. So like you're here now, you saw the twister that was on that rig.
Yeah.
That twister's probably not going to be on that rig. So I kind of
move things around, make it different a little bit.
Yeah. And, you know, it's like you won't see that twister maybe a bunch. You won't see it. I don't think I've had that twister out for kind of like two years. And then we put it out there and we'll take it back off and we'll put something different there. So the only thing we keep consistent is that bone frog rig.
Yeah.
That's just a traditional thing. That bone frog rig will stay exactly what you see.
Okay, cool. Well, thank you very much.
No, thank you. I appreciate that you came down here and saw.
Hey, my pleasure. Like I said, I'm gonna give you some shots of the obstacle, show you what it looks like. But you heard Gabe saying, like, if you looking for a place to train on obstacle, well, this is a great place. It's outside. Obviously, you're depending on the elements. Like you guys had snow yesterday, 3 inches of snow at the beginning of the course yesterday. But other than that, it's a nice place. You can have fun, like you just said. Yeah, you can be here with your group, your team for a day and have fun and enjoy the obstacles.
And did you have fun?
Yeah.
What was the best part? What did you enjoy the most?
It was, well, I did like the ratio, like obstacle versus running. Like there's a lot of obstacles per mile, so that's one of the things that I really enjoy because some of the races, like I love trail running, but it could be more obstacles. Like the ratio could be higher. Here it's pretty much the case. Like you run and then you don't run that much, and then you end up in an obstacles pretty quick. So that was pretty cool.
Cool. I'm glad. Well, I appreciate that you came down here.
Well, my pleasure. The pleasure was mine.
Yeah. Thank you. I hope you come back again.
For sure.
Yeah.
I will make sure. Let us know if you enjoy this kind of videos, guys. Like I said, we want to try to get you places where you can train for obstacle course races. So remember, this is Obstacle Wonderland. This is our first one. We'll see you on the next one. Ciao.